Okay, Monday morning, June 27th. I'm in Lublin, Poland. One of the other downsides about the Ukrainian war is that FedEx and DHL have shut down in Ukraine. So to send overnight packages, you need to make an overnight trip to Poland to send your overnight package to Oslo. So that's how it works now. No more flights, no more DHL, no more FedEx in Lviv, or UPS for that matter. DHL is the best one, FedEx is the next best choice, but I have a FedEx account, so I get a pretty good discount there. So I'm sending back my laptop for my job. I settled with the company and got an agreement to leave and everything. So now I'm back out on the job market. So I'll probably look around Lviv and some of the bigger companies for something while I'm working on my own side hustle, as one would say. So my friend and I started a company called Restack AI, and it's going to be a whole NFT gaming ecosystem. So you can, if you have an NFT project but you don't have technology, we can provide that technology to you at a very, very low price. And mainly we want to get your users in our ecosystem. That's what's in it for us. So probably the first few clients will just onboard you for free, just to get the critical mass going. And people can earn coins from staking, they can play in the games, and they can use some apps. One of the apps we have coming up is called NFT SMS. So you can send a message to people's wallet accounts instead of their phone number. You send it to their wallet. So yeah, that's kind of what we're thinking about. But now, my thoughts about Lublin. So it's a nice town. Actually, it's like Krakow, mini Krakow, and everything is being renovated by the day. I mean, there's a lot of European Union money coming in here, a lot of Polish government money. They're really pushing Eastern Poland to be this, next great tech hub, from what I understand. So if you have a startup company or you want to just move here, I think there's a lot of incentive. For one thing, it's quite cheap, quite a bit cheaper than Warsaw. I mean, actually, when we were looking at some real estate, the prices were probably on par with Lviv before the war. So it's definitely a good deal to be in the EU. You're in an EU country, EU city, at a very big discount. Now, I guess the question is, like, would I move here? I would think about it. It depends, like, how things go in Ukraine. I mean, it's reality is starting to set in. Now I have to, if I don't find a good job in Lviv, I have to seriously consider moving to Europe. No one's letting you work from home anymore. So that's that's definitely a reality. But I'm quite optimistic there's something in Lviv for me. Being a delivery manager, software delivery manager, salesperson, account manager, something like that. I have a lot of experience with that. But I don't know, I have a lot of internal struggle with this because, running is a bad habit. If you run, every time there's a problem and you run, it just becomes habitual and you never can stay in one place. You're supposed to, if you stay in one place and weather the storms and plant the roots, that's actually how you gain wealth. You start building a network where you're at, opportunities present themselves. You obviously build up savings from all that money saved from moving. And, if you're settled and not jumping around, it's much better, because jumping around becomes habitual and it's not a good habit. I mean, traveling is okay to see new places, but to move all the time and get a new social security number and new way of doing your taxes, new kind of post office, that's a bit tiring after a while. And how do I know this? Because I've been doing this, moving place to place to place. But I always, since 2005, I wanted to live in Ukraine. I was always trying to find a way to be here. So I've been here couple times for work. I worked in Kharkiv a little bit, worked in Kiev a little bit, and now finally settled in Lviv. And to be honest, Lviv was like my least favorite city, but now it's like, now obviously I'm liking it. I was more, Kiev was my speed. But I don't think Kiev is ever going to be the same. Even if the war stops and everything, there's going to be this, and the European Union gives security guarantees or, financial backing. There's always going to just be this doubt with people, I think, foreigners that, probably for a generation, it'd probably take 20 years for that to wear off, if the things were to stop today. So I think Lviv is actually going to be the new capital of Ukraine in a sense, financial capital, at least, and tech capital as well for technology companies. I think Lviv is really going to pull out in front of Kiev there. Although Kiev has the better universities, the Kiev Polytechnic University and that National Aviation School, they're pretty top-notch. They put out pretty good graduates. But perhaps, then Kharkiv also had very good universities teaching very hard engineering skills, very deep computer science, purist science like physics and chemistry. So I don't know where they'll rebuild those schools. Probably near Lviv. I think Lviv will catch a lot of the rebuilding. Things will move west in Ukraine. It's hard to tell. I mean, it's really, really hard to tell what can happen. But I speculate, the psychology after something like this is to move everything west, everything close to a European border. The only problem with Lviv is it's dangerously close to Belarus, and we're seeing now more and more aggression from the Belarus side. I don't know if it's Russians in Belarus or the actual Belarusians themselves. My understanding is the Belarusians themselves are very hesitant to stick their head into this meat grinder. I mean, they'll just get javelined and enlawed, and I don't know, they're every kind of weapon, Sky Streak, Stingered, and they don't have that many troops to lose like Russia does. So there's probably some hesitation from them, but they're probably also acting like some intimidation force. So it's hard. We're 5 months into this, and this is probably a minimum 2 more years of this. Like I said, what we really need to do is see a change of attitude in America with the oil. The oil is what's fueling the Russians right now. That's where they're getting all their power from. And we really need to see a change in policy that they can drill all the American oil, lift all these environmental protection. We're in a war now. I'm all for the environment, but this is wartime. We got to lift those restrictions, and U.S. has to flood the world markets with oil, flood it with grain, probably tax the grain in the U.S. There's already an obesity epidemic, and free up more grain for export, get Americans back down to 2,000 calories. So America has to adapt to a wartime economy, which would probably actually fix the obesity pandemic in America. That's the real pandemic, is obesity. COVID was nothing. Obesity is killing a lot more people than COVID ever did. So America has to have a change of attitude to bring this war to an end. I mean, they're doing a lot, but they need to do 10 times more. I was telling somebody, whatever America's doing, they still need to do 10 times more, to bring this war to a swift end without capitulation, without giving up lands, or without making a deal with the devil. If you really want to solve this war, you have to solve the oil prices. Anyway, that's all I got from Lublin, Poland. We're going to go back to Lviv today. I have to just go to the FedEx office and then do some shopping and, blah car it back. The blah car yesterday was smooth. I mean, there was no incident this time. No cats in the car tying me up at the border. Everything was just really good. Anyway, take care and have a nice day.